going to practice writing and understanding conditional statements. So we're not really going to find any probability here. We're just going to work on these statements. So consider the following probabilities. According to a 2006 European study, the risk of developing lung cancer for a man who never smoked is 0.2%. And the risk for a current male smoker is 15.9%, which is almost 80 times higher. So we're going to restate these two probabilities as conditional statements, thinking about what are the conditions of each group. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do the risk of developing lung cancer for a man who never smoked. Okay, so we think about this of like in the terms of if. If a man never smoked, right? So we're looking at like non-smokers. I guess we could call that. So male non-smokers. Man never smoked. The probability of developing lung cancer is 0.2%, right? Or they would say, like, if you have a male non-smoker, what is the probability of developing lung cancer? That's kind of the idea of that. The other one, current male smoker. So now we're on the idea of like, if a male is a current smoker, the probability, because these are conditionals if you have the whole if idea, the probability of developing lung cancer is 15.9%. Okay, the conditional point is the idea of if. If this is true, then that is true. If then statement is a conditional, in case you had forgotten. So thinking about this, how did they find these probabilities? Because understanding how the math works is helpful. Okay, so we had two, right? We had the non-smoker and the current smoker. So let's first think through the non-smoker. We were looking at the total male because this is all about men, total male non-smokers, that was our denominator, and the top was the number who developed lung cancer. So they looked at all of these men who were not smokers and then figured out how many had lung cancer or developed lung cancer and calculated the probability there. For the smoker, we looked at the number of male smokers, right? Total male smokers, current smokers, and again in the numerator, the number who developed lung cancer. So the numerator has the same ask, but the numbers are going to be different because you're looking at different populations, right? So you're thinking about on the left, I have all of these men who have never smoked, and we figure out how many in that group have lung cancer. And then over on the right, we have all of these men who are currently smoking, how many of them have lung cancer or develop lung cancer, and that's how we found it. So you're still looking for the developing of lung cancer, but because you're looking from two different groups, right? Non-smokers versus smokers, that changes, and that's the ratio we use to find those probabilities. So just keep in mind that when we're talking about conditionals, conditionals are all about the if. If this, then that. And whatever we're talking about with the if non-smoker, well then the non-smoker is on the bottom. If we have smokers, then smoke, right? So whatever follows if gives us our total in the denominator.